Well, the aftermath of last night's rain have been quite shocking. Last night, a mother and her pregnant daughter were stranded inside their house as rainwater gushed in Nandini layout. The mother and her pregnant daughter are said to have held on to support for over 2 hours with water gushing into their houses. When the neighbors realized of the duo's plight, they forced open the door and saved the mother and daughter. The water seemed to have gushed into the houses due to BDS roadwork which had clogged the drains. Well, in fact, there we have it, a horror that is being narrated by the people of this house. A mother and her pregnant daughter had to cling on to the top shelf for hours together because of the water gushing in, and the water gushed in because of the sloppy work of the civic agencies. As we can see, despite the water receding and being cleared out, the house is in an uninhabitable state and all the belongings are destroyed. Meanwhile, heavy rains resulted in a 60-foot-long wall collapsing at the KHP colony. The rains had weakened the wall and also there was sand heaped against it, which added to the weight on it, and unbearable to tolerate such a weight, the entire wall came crashing down last night. But fortunately, it was at night. Had this incident happened during the day, then certainly we would have seen many lives being lost, at least affected. A few of the cars have also been damaged in the process. And meanwhile, right outside Raj Bhavan, a massive 100-year-old tree had come crashing down because of the heavy rainfall. Every year, ahead of the monsoons, BBMP promises to do a recce in the city and take note as to which are the trees that are old and need to be trimmed or at least cut down, and ensure that the existing trees are getting enough nutrition and water. But as usual, we see very little work being done on ground, as we are seeing yet another tree coming crashing down, and this time around in Raj Bhavan Road. Thanks to it being a busy VIP road, the entire mess had been cleared out before peak hour. And meanwhile, the entire city seems to be facing the problem of houses getting inundated, and now a theatre has gotten inundated. The entire theatre had to cancel its shows today because of water gushing in. There we see the officials pumping out water. The entire theatre has been flooded thanks to the incessant rainfall last night and the incapability of the city's infrastructure to deal with such a rainfall. Well, this was the situation in the city after last night's heavy rainfall. In Venus Street, we see the entire road being flooded, many of the vehicles almost half submerged in the water. Whereas in Raj Bhavan Road, a massive tree, a 100-year-old tree, had come crashing down. Meanwhile, in Nandini layout, inmates of a house had to desperately cling on to their lives for over 2 hours after water gushed in and reached almost the roof. Meanwhile, in Aparna Theatre, shows had to be cancelled because the water had gushed into the theatre.